Hey guys, this review is going to be on a product called the UltraGauge, which you can see here. What this is an OBDII port scanner for most vehicles from 1996 on up. And what it does is it gives you features such as fuel mileage and speed and average RPM and all sorts of cool stuff like that. It's around $60, I think, with a rebate, and I highly recommend it. Some old yet newer cars, like this 2005 F150, don't have fuel average miles per gallon calculators built in, and this adds all sorts of gauges like that. I think there are 54 available gauges for this particular vehicle, and it's real simple to use. All you do is plug it into the OBDII port, which on this F150 is down here, right there. As you can see, I've run it up through the dash here and mounted it by the tachometer and speedometer. And the first time you plug it in and turn the key on, it will scan for the bus type that your vehicle uses. And if it doesn't work, then what you might want to do is change the fuse for your cigarette lighter, because lots of times the OBDII port shares the cigarette lighter fuse. Now what I'm going to do is turn the truck onto accessory mode here. Wait for it to quit dinging. Alright, there we go. Since the truck is not on, the RPM obviously shows 0, 16.1 average miles per gallon, instant miles per gallon, fuel trip, average speed, and distance. And these are obviously just the ones I have selected. On the back there is menu, up and down. I'll show you what those do. Beep. And there's a gauge menu. And you can select gauges or zero all of the ones that you want. And right now what I'll do is I'll just scroll through all of them so that you can see. And the way it works is you can have 6 per page and you can have 3 pages. So you can have 18 gauges at a time, and you letter them A through F for each page. So it would go A, B, C, D, E, F. 2 big ones on the top and 4 smaller ones. Alright, so those are all the ones that I could use on this particular vehicle. Up, back, back, and now we're back to this main screen. The UltraGauge does let you do many more things besides gauges, as you can see here. Gauge menu, fuel menu, vehicle setup, UltraGauge setup, display settings, alarms, and trouble codes. If we go down to fuel menu, you can do a partial tank fill up, empty fuel tank, fuel fill up, smart fuel threshold, estimate fuel level. It's just got all sorts of things, and depending on the type of sensor that your vehicle uses to determine how much fuel is in the tank, it can digitally give you like 16.4 gallons or whatever. And when you first set it up, it'll ask you how many gallons your tank is. This one is 26. And whenever you fill it up, it sounds a little alarm thing that says you filled up. Next down is vehicle setup. Here you set engine size. This one is the 5.4, and there's the option for fuel tank size. Calibration if it doesn't have the fuel sensor, and VE enable and VE RPM, and force protocol if you want it. If it's not fine, see there we go, set engine size 5.4 liters. Force protocol if it's not finding the one that you know it is and you want to make it use that. Then UltraGauge setup. Sorry it's slipping around so much, it's just I don't want to take it out, but I want to keep doing the video. There we go, auto page advance. That's what I was talking about, having 3 pages of gauges. It'll automatically scroll through them. Version, save and restart, restore all defaults, factory test, compatibility, and injector cutoff. There's the auto page advancing thing. And I don't know how to go back. There we go. Now display settings, which we might have just been to. Nope. Set backlight mode, backlight minimum and maximum brightness, ambient light sensitivity, and LED contrast. And now alarms. You can set this up to have alarms for just a ton of different things. When you go over a certain speed, when your fuel's lower, if you get a trouble code, you can select the siren on or off. I don't have any alarms set because I don't know, I just don't use alarms. And finally, trouble codes. It'll scan for any codes that your vehicle might be having. As you can hear or see back, clear engine codes, engine trouble codes, and pending codes. Checking for engine light off. Well, the check engine light is off, so there are no trouble codes. It's probably partially because the engine isn't running. But that's just a quick overview of the rest of the features. The UltraGauge is not just for having gauges. It can also help you with your alarms if you go over a certain speed and tell how much gas you have left. And I just find it a really unique tool. You wouldn't be surprised how much you'll use it to see just your average miles per gallon for a trip on the highway versus a trip in the city. This 16.1 is just in general, but as you can see here, here's a recent one I've tested, a recent just about 3 weeks, 548 miles and 30 gallons of gas with 25.7 average miles per hour. So it's just a real quick review of a cool product I like. If your vehicle, like I said, doesn't come with the factory miles per gallon calculator and all that cool stuff, and this instantly updates, and you can have 6 at once. And a lot of vehicles you can just have the one thing that says you're going 12 miles an hour or you're getting 17 miles per gallon, but this has 6 at once and the possibility to have 18 in a row sequentially across 3 pages. One product that's similar to this that has been on the market for a while is the Scan Gauge. And I like this one more because I think it's cheaper. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cheaper. And I think it looks more up to date. See, it kind of matches, it kind of has contours versus just a regular box. The blue, I think, looks pretty cool, and it has 2 different modes for when it's bright outside and not bright outside. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and start the truck, and you can see how the RPM changes, instant miles per gallon, and that's all that should change. You can see the tachometer as well, so you can see how close they are. As you can see, it updates about once every, I don't know, every 0.75 of a second. It's not instantaneous, but that really, you can't notice that when you're driving because you don't really want to look at this all the time anyway. As you can see here. So that's basically that. And as you can see, it automatically goes off with the key, goes off, and it has to be there we go. Key has to be on accessory mode for it to be on, and you can tell when it's active when the little heart is blinking up there. And so this was just a quick review of the UltraGauge. It's an OBDII port scanner for, once again, vehicles 1996 through current production years, or as long as it has an OBDII port. They have a compatibility checker on their website, ultra-gauge.com, I think. I hope that's what it is. And this has just been a review of it. I highly recommend it if you like seeing all the information about your vehicle, but that did not come stock on it. And it's plug and play, essentially, as long as you don't mind maybe losing some of your statistics. So if you wanted to take this out and put it in another car, you just unplug it and let it scan, and then you'd be good to go. So thanks for watching.